Hello. Before we start this episode of the podcast, we'd like to take a moment to acknowledge an issue that's near and dear to our hearts. The deaf community has always been a minority in this country, with many issues going unresolved and unnoticed by the rest of us.
Unheard, if you will.
That's why we have brought on deaf community spokesperson Daphne Vasquez to highlight some key issues. Daphne, please tell the listeners at home what you were telling me and Alex earlier.
Wow, that was incredibly insightful. Where was the place where the listeners can reach out to you again?
All right, once again, that was deaf community spokesperson Daphne Vasquez. Daphne, thank you again for coming on. On to our next segment.
Now, what should we do?
I mean, we could make like a sex joke.
Picture this. It's 1972, and I'm not going to say who you are, but you are a very famous and powerful person in the United States. So famous and so powerful that many celebrities want to hang out with you. So of course, often you'll say, no, I'm too busy. I have to be in France for the week. Or no, I'm too busy. I'm dealing with the Vietnam War this weekend. But you get a phone call and it really piques your interest. The man, the king, Elvis Presley himself, wants to hang out with you. You are quite the big Elvis fan. So you say, okay, this has always been a dream of mine. I've always wanted to meet Elvis. So clear my schedule. Who cares about these riots that are going on? I just want to hang out with my boy Elvis for a weekend. I want to take, a boy's weekend, if you will. And so the day finally comes. Elvis pulls up to your very famous house, and you guys bool for the weekend. No cameras, no reporters, just you and Elvis hanging out all by yourselves. Of course, this means there are some illegal substances involved, one of which being a certain strain of marijuana. And being the powerful, rich person you are, you haven't really smoked any recently. So it's been a while, and this new strand that the teens have come out has really hit you. So Elvis uses his peer pressure, gets you to take a hit or two, and then he starts to serenade you with his acoustic guitar. He sings, of course, I don't know what that means because I don't speak Spanish, but you, who spent 5 days in Venezuela recently, know a little bit of Spanish. And you, being the paranoid self you are, under the influence, you thought he was saying the Democrats are after you. They're going to pick you up and wring you out like a snake by the neck. And do you know what you do from there on out?
I'd probably just try to stay calm and have my men safely but legally look into it.
Well, if you're rational and perhaps not under the influence, you might have done that. But this is at your peak, and your heart's racing. You're pretty excited and scared, to say the least. So you and your boys staged a break-in at the Democratic National Committee's headquarters at the Watergate complex in Washington, D.C. And of course, you are Richard Nixon, and these actions would eventually lead to your impeachment.
Gadzooks. I can't believe I was a crook all along.
The Picture This segment is sponsored by our sponsor.
Do what's best. Stay home. Cracker Croy.
Our next segment is Am I Talking About the Patriot Act or the New England Patriots? And today we have Elijah here. Elijah, how you doing?
I'm pretty good. Doing pretty good. How about yourself?
I'm doing great. Are you ready to play the Patriot Act or the New England Patriots?
Yes.
All right, let's start off. Is controversially hated by a large portion of the country.
Fuck. Everyone hates being surveyed, but everyone fucking hates the Patriots. Not a lot of people are conscious that they're surveyed, so I'm gonna go with the Patriots.
All right. Next statement. Broke rules to get what it wanted.
I know the New England Patriots definitely were known for deflating footballs, but the government broke a lot of humanitarian rules for the Patriot Act. So I'm going to go with the government.
Right, next, had a big win in 2001.
You know the Patriots won a Super Bowl in 2001. Well, I guess, fuck. The act did go in 2001. Shit, guys. I'm going to say the Super Bowl for the Patriots. That's a big W. But, George W. Bush. Fuck, guys. I don't know. George W. Bush gets the W. Patriot Act.
Influenced by rich white men.
Tom Brady is white, but he's not on the Patriots anymore. I'm going to go with the Patriot Act. It's a lot of white people.
Seem to have unstoppable control.
The Patriots do win a lot, but who can stop the government? I don't know. I'm going to go with the Patriot Act on that one.
Lawyer Malloy was an influential individual in your organization.
I don't think there's is there a Patriot that has Lawyer Malloy? So I'm going to go with Patriot Act for sure on that one. For sure, skis on that one.
Gave radio pundits a field day.
Patriots. Everyone likes to dog on the Patriots. I'm pretty sure one of them dropped a dick pic at one point.
All right, and the results are... It was both of them. It was the Patriot Act and the New England Patriots. All of these apply to both of them. No exceptions. None of them. Not even the second to last one. Hello, this is Jared. I really wanted to do this next bit, but Alex didn't like it. So in spite of him, I bought some ad time so he couldn't stop me from performing it. This is foods that don't go crunch that I think should go crunch. Oreo, bread, salad, and crunchy peanut butter. That last one is just straight up misleading. Thank you. This has been foods that don't go crunch that I think should go crunch.
And now for our next segment, part of the fictional sports bit. Which sports ball would be the best to live in? Now, if you're listening at home, or if you're listening in the car, or at work, you're probably wondering, how are these sports balls big enough for people to live in? Well, this argument has some constraints, and one of them is being, we won't be shrunken down to like chapstick size. The balls would just be really blown up so that we could naturally live in them.
Of course, that's just a given.
It's just a given. Jared, you want to go first?
I believe that the American football, is the best sports ball to live in, given the parameters of being scaled up and you not be shrunken down. Because, think about it, all other balls are spherical, and that means that there's a smaller surface area where you can actually stand because of gravity. But with a football, it's elongated, so you have a little bit more space for like placing things and moving stuff around.
Now, I'm no liberal arts D3 sports athlete here, so I actually had to Google this one. I'm looking at images on my computer, and yes, it doesn't look very round to me. It looks very elongated.
Yes, that's why I'm a firm believer in this sports ball. Because if you look at all their sports ball, it doesn't matter shape, doesn't matter the size or texture. Golf ball has the exact same problem as a baseball. Baseball has the exact same problem as a tennis ball. But the football is its own shape that you could actually start a home and maybe even start a family in.
Now here's my question for you. Where would you put the front door? Is it like going on the side of the football, kind of where that air pump needle goes? Or is it, if you're looking at it long ways, is it where the 4 leather strips come together? Where'd your wife want the front door?
I mean, that was a hot button issue, I will say. Personally, what I wanted to do was for the white lace part to be like a zipper that you would unzip and like boom, there's the door. However, due to pressure issues and the ball needing to stay inflated to keep me and my family alive, what we decided to do was right outside of the football there is an air pump specially designed for pumping both people and air into the football without losing any air. And yeah, I will say that was not an expected part of the purchase when we decided to go with the house-sized football. But, it's manageable. I don't even think about it anymore. I come home from a day of work, I get in the tube, I press the button, and it rockets me into my house.
How much are you paying for your insurance on this? Because Allstate is providing an umbrella plan for your family, car, life insurance, and house insurance for it looks like a pretty good deal. Have you considered going with Allstate?
Well, that's actually very interesting. Not only Allstate, but all insurance companies have declined us totally. They will not insure our home at all. But I think that would be an issue you would find with almost any sports ball shaped home. But I will say they definitely were not fans of the air compressor that shot you into the football.
Has anyone gotten injured on that? It seems like it's kind of sketch.
Only exclusively. Like, I do remember one time where I didn't get injured, and that was actually a pretty good day, I'm not gonna lie. But no, most days I'm at least dealing with like a sore rib in the morning.
All right, thanks for your input, Jared. This was the Which Sports Ball Would You Live In segment. Next week, we'll discuss the pros and cons of living inside a badminton birdie.
Oh my god, the birdie would have been such a better choice. I mean, it's got a screen porch and everything. Oh my god.
Episode 2 of the Fictional Sports Podcast is brought to you by our sponsor.
Enjoy a LaCroix. A new kind of... Wait, is it a soft drink? It's a seltzer? What the fuck is a seltzer?